Okay, get this. What if I told you that you could become fluent in pretty much any language in just 6 months? It's a huge claim, I know, from a psychologist and educator named Chris Lonsdale, and it basically flips the script on everything we've been taught about learning a language. Now, I can already hear you. 6 months? Seriously? Is that even possible? I mean, most of us spent years in school and can barely string a sentence together. So you gotta wonder, is this for real, or is it just some crazy fantasy? Well, let's think about it. Human history is just filled with things that were impossible, right up until they weren't. Back in the 1950s, everyone knew running a 4-minute mile was physically impossible. And then Roger Bannister went and did it. Or how about 100 years ago? The idea that a heavy chunk of metal could fly. Absurd! The thing is, impossible usually just means we haven't figured out the right principles yet. So here's our game plan. We're going to break down Lonsdale's entire method. First, we'll bust some of those big language learning myths. Then we'll dive into the 5 core principles that make this whole thing work. After that, we'll get super practical with 7 actions you can literally start today. And we'll wrap it all up into your very own language toolkit. Okay, first things first. Before we can build up a new way of learning, we have to tear down the old, broken beliefs that are probably holding you back right now. So let's talk about the 2 biggest myths out there, talent and immersion. The idea that you need some special language gene. Total nonsense. There's this great story about a woman named Zoe. She tried to learn Dutch, failed miserably, and was basically told she had 0 talent. But then she tried these principles and became fluent in Portuguese in 6 months. And the immersion myth, come on. We all know people who've lived in another country for 10, 20 years and still can't hold a conversation. So just being there is clearly not enough.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly explains why. Think about it. If you're thrown into the deep end of a pool and you're just flailing around trying not to drown, you're not learning to swim, right? You're just surviving. That's what mindless immersion is. You're so overwhelmed, your brain can't actually absorb anything.
So if talent and immersion aren't the magic bullets, what is? Well, it all boils down to 5 core principles. This is the why behind the whole system. Principle number 1, focus on stuff that's actually relevant to you. See, your brain is hardwired to remember things that matter to it, things that are important for your goals or even your survival. If you're walking through the woods and see bear tracks, you're going to remember every detail about those tracks because, well, bears. It's the same with language. Learn the words for things you actually care about and want to talk about. Principle 2 is all about taking action. You have to use the language as a tool, a way to get something done, starting from day 1. Lonsdale talks about a colleague who took Chinese typing classes for 9 months and got nowhere. But then she was given a massive project with a 48-hour deadline that she had to complete in Chinese. And guess what? She learned instantly because the language stopped being a subject to study and became a tool she desperately needed. And that leads us to principle number 3, and honestly, this is the absolute heart of the entire method. It's called comprehensible input. All it means is that when you understand the message someone is trying to tell you, even if you don't know every single word, your brain just soaks up the language. It acquires it naturally. You're focused on the meaning, not on memorizing grammar rules. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The research on this is crystal clear. Studies by the linguist Stephen Krashen have shown over and over that learners who use comprehensible input just blow away those who are stuck in formal grammar study. I mean, look at this chart. The difference is just massive. Comprehension is the key. Okay, principle 4 is one that most people never, ever think about. Language learning is actually physiological training. It's a physical activity. You have 43 muscles in your face, and to make sounds that aren't in your native language, you have to literally train those muscles. It's a workout for your mouth. Seriously, you have to practice making these weird new sounds. It's going to feel awkward, you might feel silly, and yeah, your face muscles might even get a little sore. But that's why I love this quote from Lonsdale. If your face hurts, you're doing it right. And finally, principle number 5, your state of mind is everything. If you're stressed out, angry, or worried, you will learn absolutely nothing. It's just a biological fact. But if you're happy, relaxed, curious, your brain turns into a super sponge. And a huge part of this is being okay with not knowing everything. You have to tolerate ambiguity because you're not going to understand every word at first, and that's totally fine. Okay, so we've covered the 5 big ideas, the why. Now for the really fun part. Let's get into the 7 specific actions, the practical how-to guide that will get you to fluency. So here they are in a nutshell. Listen a lot, like a lot. Always get the meaning first before the words. Start mixing and creating with the words you know. Focus on the core vocabulary. Get yourself a language parent. Copy the face and direct connect words to images. We're going to hit a few of the most important ones. Let's start with action 4. Focus on the core, because this is a massive life hack. You do not need to learn tens of thousands of words. In English, for example, just 1,000 words make up 85% of everything you say in a normal day. Get that up to 3,000 words and you're at 98%. The takeaway here is to work smarter, not harder. Go for the most common words first, and you'll be conversational in no time. All right, action number 5. This one is a total game changer. Get a language parent. And no, this is not a romantic partner. It's a speaking partner whose main job is to create a safe space for you. They're totally committed to understanding what you're trying to say, even if your grammar is all over the place. Just think about how a parent talks to their toddler. They celebrate every effort. That's the vibe you're going for. So what makes a good language parent? It's simple. There are 4 rules. 1, they work hard to understand you. 2, and this is a big one, they never correct your mistakes. 3, they confirm they understand you by using simple words you already know. And 4, they stick to vocabulary that's familiar to you. See? This creates the perfect, safe environment for that comprehensible input to happen. And the final action we'll cover is called direct connection. This is where you really start to think in the new language. It means you stop translating in your head. So when you learn the word for fire, you don't think, okay, the English word fire equals this new word. No. You connect that new word directly to the image of fire in your mind. The heat, the crackling sounds, the orange flames. You're literally building new pathways in your brain that bypass your native language completely. So there you have it, the whole system. You are now officially equipped with a brand new, powerful language toolkit. Let's do a super quick recap of the 7 tools you now have at your disposal. So, your toolkit is this. 1, soak your brain in the language by listening constantly. 2, always focus on the meaning first. 3, be a kid again and mix the words you know creatively. 4, target those core 1,000 words. 5, find that awesome language parent for safe practice. 6, copy the face and train those mouth muscles. And 7, build those direct connections from new words to mental images. You see, when you put these principles and actions together, learning a language in 6 months goes from sounding impossible to feeling, well, inevitable. And it leaves you with a much bigger thought to chew on. In a world that's facing so many huge, complicated problems, what could we achieve? What problems could we solve if all of us could actually, truly communicate with each other?